Thank you, Handel. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with news coming out of Barbados. One of the region's public health authorities has warned that rapid testing kits are not the best way to diagnose COVID-19 cases and should only be used under certain circumstances. Speaking during the second in a series of webinars put on by the Caribbean Tourism Organization in light of the pending hurricane season and the ongoing pandemic, Director of Vector Control Surveillance with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, Dr. Laura Lee Budram said, officially CARPHA does not recommend any rapid testing method in general for COVID-19 as it will not give you the results that you need in the acute phase of infection. She said CARPHA officially recognized the PCR test as the gold standard for diagnosis of COVID-19, but since a number of rapid testing kits have been developed in recent times, CARPHA had published a series of guidelines on how and when to use these kits. Dr. Budram added that hundreds of manufacturers across the globe have developed and promoted rapid tests. Since we recognize the need and realize that several of our member states are using rapid tests as a screening mechanism, we have recently put out information to help the health authorities in our region to choose the best types to be used in a given scenario. But rapid tests are not a replacement for proper diagnosis of COVID-19. One of the main concerns was that rapid tests did not always give accurate readings, which could create further risks as countries try to keep the disease from spreading further. She recommended that rapid testing should be for screening purposes only, and there is guidance from CARPHA on how to choose them. In Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is appealing for Jamaicans to repatriate under the controlled re-entry protocols to follow the rules outlined by the government to contain the spread of coronavirus COVID-19. Mr. Holness noted that while most citizens at home have been acting in a responsible way, the challenge that we face now as we move to reintegrate our returning population is for them to act with an even higher level of responsibility as they are reintegrated into society. Jamaicans who have returned to the island, whether through air transit or ship, have tested negative for COVID-19 and are now in home quarantine. Those who tested positive have been placed in isolation. 12 persons from the United Kingdom, UK, who arrived on May 6 have tested positive for COVID-19, and 19 from the Royal Caribbean cruise ship who were recently processed. Jamaica has recorded 72 imported cases of COVID-19. The University of the West Indies has announced its decision to modify the matriculation requirements specific to academic year 2020 to 2021 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. It follows the meeting of its Board for Undergraduate Studies on May 19. As approved by the board, students who have passed at least 2 CAPE subjects either at Unit 1 or 2 at grades 1 to 4 who also have the requisite CSEC subjects and are currently registered for either Unit 1 or 2 will qualify as normal matriculants to the UWI. In a statement on Thursday, the university said its decision is grounded in scientific analysis as research on students' predictive performance conducted by the UWI over the years showed that passes at CAPE Unit 1, grades 1 to 4 were 97% predictive of success at CAPE Unit 2. In commenting on this decision, Pro Vice Chancellor, Board of Undergraduate Studies, Professor Clive Landis explained around the world, universities have had to pivot and adopt to more flexible admission processes in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. As the world-ranked university committed to serving the Caribbean region, the UWI too has to consider how it can better support students in this time. He said the change in policy is more about building flexibility into the UWI application process. Prospective students who have completed their first year of CAPE can make an application to the UWI. The faculty in turn can make a firm offer to applicants who meet the new matriculation standard. And finally, a look at the COVID-19 situation in St. Lucia. St. Lucia has maintained a trend of negative COVID-19 test results for 24 straight days. The Ministry of Health received the test results of 41 COVID-19 patients, all of which were negative. This is the 24th consecutive day out of a total of 382 tests conducted that St. Lucia has received no positive cases. St. Lucia's last positive case was recorded on May 3, 2020. All 18 of St. Lucia's COVID-19 patients have recovered, with 0 deaths recorded. According to a Ministry of Health release, though this data is encouraging, our healthcare providers continue to remain vigilant, screening and testing people who present at our facilities with flu-like symptoms. As we know, the public health threat posed by COVID-19 is not over. The ministry encourages everyone to monitor their individual state of health and that of their loved ones. If people are experiencing symptoms such as fever, coughing, sore throat, and loss of their sense of smell, they're asked to seek care at the community respiratory clinics or outside their normal hours of operations at the Victoria Hospital and St. Jude Hospital. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Handel.